Guys, look at my jellyfish. I like them. Hey guys, what is up? It is Nixxiom here with a new and exciting video where I'm going to talk about Battle for Azeroth. I've been kind of out of the loop for a little while because I've been on vacation, but I'm back and I've been reading some of the interviews, and one thing that I want to talk about today is something that was discussed in a recent Q&A about choosing the wrong faction. There was an interview done by PC Games N, and it was done with World of Warcraft production director John Haidt, and he said this in a nutshell. Pretty much, in Battle for Azeroth, there will be times when the Alliance will, unfortunately, win a battle. There will be times when the Horde will win a battle, but there will also be times when the Alliance loses and the Horde loses. It'll be a battle for Azeroth. There'll be some push and shove, gained ground, lost ground. But he said this. He said, at the end of the day, at the end of the expansion, Blizzard isn't trying to make it feel like you, the player, have chosen the wrong faction. What he means by that is there essentially isn't going to be a winner in the Battle for Azeroth. We're not going to have the Alliance, for example, stomp all over the Horde and they win the Battle for Azeroth and the Horde players are kind of, you know, oh, like we lost the war, like what a shame. Now, this is what I want to talk about today. I want to say, is that really such a bad thing? Is it? Now, I know what you guys are going to say. You're going to be like, Nixxiom, yes, that's a fucking terrible thing. Like, I'm playing on the Alliance. Like, I don't want to lose, like, the war in the Battle for Azeroth or in any expansion for that matter. I play on the Horde and, you know, same argument. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that, but think about it for a second. Let's say, for example, the Horde did lose the Battle for Azeroth. Okay, let's just create a scenario here. There's a battle, go back and forth throughout the expansion. The Horde loses. Shit. Horde's on its back foot now. It's lost some territory. It's not as strong as it used to be. Well, that could actually open up some very good storytelling. We could have some new characters coming out of the ashes of that conflict and stepping up and taking reins of leadership, and you could just have some new lore characters being established very easily. Now, you can make up anything like that you want in your mind, but you could also do stuff like this. The Horde, because they're weaker, because they've lost a conflict, they need to work more in the shadows to establish themselves against the Alliance. And I'm sorry for picking on the Horde in this video, but I'm just making examples here. So the Horde, not as strong. So they have to rely more on rogues, and, you know, they have to rely more on like maybe some darker magic or something so they can survive in the world. And the Horde becomes a bit more corrupt or something because they're making deals with darker powers in order to survive. You could have it that the Alliance loses the Battle for Azeroth and people are losing their faith in the holy light, and they're like, hey, the church, like, where is the light? The light is not protecting us like it used to. We just lost the war. We're on our back foot. What are we gonna do? And then people start, I don't know, turn into the freaking like cult of the forgotten shadow from the Undercity. You know, in the Alliance, they're practicing shadow magic in the Cathedral District. I don't know, man. You can do anything. The point is that a faction losing could unlock a lot of potential from a storytelling perspective. And as long as the raids keep coming out and the PvP continues and the dungeons keep being fun, I don't think people mind too much if a faction loses, just as long as it seems like they're going to be able to come back with a fury. It would be very stupid, for example, if Blizzard killed off all the Horde leaders and that was the end of the expansion. Like, oh, the Horde leaders die. They fall over on the ground. They're dead. And that's the end. But if a Horde leader or a few died, for example, and there was another character that was established early on, and he or she steps up and immediately assumes command and appears to be like about to lead the Horde into a new golden age against like the Alliance, despite the fact they've been defeated and knocked down, I think players would like that. I think players would kind of like playing the underdog faction that is like fighting to like reclaim its place in the world. Might make for some interesting storytelling, might make for some interesting gameplay as well. I don't know. Could also make some pretty interesting battlegrounds there too. Like, for example, there's a former orc fortress, and the Horde players have to go in and retake it from the Alliance because it's been, you know, taken from them or something. So they have to control like capture points or something, command posts within the fortress. But yeah, so this comment about like, hey, you know, if the Horde or the Alliance lost in Battle for Azeroth, like they fully got their ass kicked, we don't want players to feel like they've chosen the wrong faction. I don't necessarily think that people would feel that way. I don't think they would. It just all depends on how you deliver the story. If you show that there's potential in the future for greater expansion in the lore and the development of the faction, even though they've lost, I don't think people would mind very much. But if you were to not do that and just kill off a bunch of people and just say, hey, Alliance lost, then I think, yeah, people might mind there. So I think, I just think there's a lot of potential for some cool storytelling if a faction were to actually lose. And that faction obviously should be the Alliance. So, but anyway, guys, what do you think? If, let's say, you're an Alliance player and the Alliance lost the war in Battle for Azeroth, and you were on your back foot and you were having to, you know, fight against like Horde tyranny, how would that make you feel as a player? Would that be kind of cool for you? If you were a Horde player and you lost to the filthy, nasty Alliance and they were rebuilding the orc internment camps and throwing like your fellow orcs and people into like these internment camps to slave away and starve, you know, and you're fighting against that, how would that make you feel? Would that be kind of badass for you? Like, you know, liberating your people and saving them? Like, what? Let me know what you think. The Alliance did it before, they can do it again. Never forget Hammerfall and the other internment camps, okay? The Alliance will always be the bad guys. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening / watching / whatever it is you guys were doing during this video. And yeah, dude, look at my jellyfish. They're so cool. All right, I'm done.